Everyone is different, but where they are united by a sense of common purpose. And that is the most beautiful kind of Kehilla. Because as Moshe Rabbeinu makes clear in the reading that we read this morning, everyone has a contribution to make in Vayakel, but everyone has a different contribution. Some give silver, some gold, some bronze, some just their time and their skills. But everyone makes a contribution, and every contribution counts. And that is what makes Mogen David so beautiful. It's a community of very different people from very different backgrounds, brought together by your wonderful Rabbanim with a sense of common purpose. And that is what is so lovely about it. I'm not quite sure why, but we got on, thanks to Rabbi Ben Zaken, to the subject of Mashiach. So let me just end with a little story about Mashiach. You know, it came to Suda Shlishit, it came to Melava Malka, a time like this, and all the Hasidim are sitting around the Tish with the Rabbi, and the Hasidim turn to the Rabbi and say, Rabbi, why doesn't the Mashiach come? And the Rebbe says, Kinderlich, what do you mean? We've been waiting for thousands. Why do you ask now? And the Hasidim say, well, Rebbe, you know, until now, the Jewish people were scattered around the world. We were exiled. We were persecuted. But now, Baruch Hashem, we have a state of Israel. We have Yerushalayim. We have everything necessary for the Mashiach. Why doesn't the Mashiach come? And the Rebbe looked at the Hasidim and said, tell me, Kinderlich, how, sorry, what is Sephardi for Kinderlich, Rebbe? Yeah. He said, tell me, how could the Mashiach come? You see, if the Mashiach is a Chabadnik, the Satmaras won't accept him. If he's a Chassid, the Misnagdim won't accept him. If he's Orthodox, the Progressives won't accept him. And if he's religious, the secular won't accept him. So how can the Mashiach come? And then he looks to the Hasidim and he says, you know what? We have been thinking that we are waiting for the Mashiach. In fact, exactly the opposite. The Mashiach is waiting for us. And I have to tell you this, he said, Kinderlich, I want you to think, what happens if the Mashiach does actually come? And the first place he comes is to your shul, to us. What would we do? And the Hasidim turn to the Rebbe and say, what would we do? Mashiach comes to our shul, we would welcome him like royalty. We would put on such a welcome, such a spread, such a beautiful thing. And the Rebbe turns to the Hasidim and he says this, when the Mashiach comes, the Mashiach will come in disguise. So you don't know if the next person who comes into shul might be the Mashiach. And if you welcome the next person and the next person and the next person who come to shul with that kind of a welcome, you know what? You will discover that the Mashiach just came. Friends, let us all welcome other Jews with open hearts and open hands as if they might be the Mashiach. And then truly we would welcome Mashiach in B'mehera b'yameinu. Amen. Finally, let me disillusion you. If you think I am the guest of honor here, actually the guests of honor are the Shabbaton Choir, Rabbi Lionel Rosenfeld, Chazan Shimon Kramer, our beautiful boy soloist Matan Portnoy, who sings like an angel. In fact, the angels are listening in heaven right now, waiting for his next song. And our wonderful choir master, Stephen Levy, and I am only in the lists for Best Supporting Actor. But I want to tell you something. We wanted to do something, the choir and Rabbi Rosenfeld and others, to make the world recognize what a beautiful place the state of Israel is. You know how much criticized Medinat Israel is. And we wanted to get through that criticism and make the world think about Israel in a positive